Alright, hey guys. So, my last video I talked about the time rifts and how I was going to be doing another video once I actually got Kaioken, and I did. So, pretty much the same day I made that video, I managed to actually get my hands on Kaioken 100. And I decided to mess around with it a little bit, understand it a bit more before I actually made a video about it. So, that's kind of what I'm going to do today. Is I'm going to be showing off the differences between Kaioken base, so like Legendary Super Saiyan Kaioken and Kaioken 100. As well as the difference in stats and all that sort of stuff, and basically how better or worse it actually is in terms of different regards. So to start is the one everybody knows with. We have regular Kaioken. Everybody knows this. It's right here. Like everybody has it. It's a fairly decent boost. So to make for the best way to showing, I'll have to be transformed for this. But it's a fairly decent boost. Kind of doubles what you have and what yada yada. And the drain is fairly, it's alright. It's like a couple percent, it's like 2% I think every second. You can counteract it with Fruit of Might, which is what I like to use for regular Kaioken. So as you can see with Kaioken active, Legendary Super Saiyan Kaioken, it is about 1% or 2% every second or so. And power went up to about 3.6. Not bad. So everybody knows this Kaioken. It's fairly common at this point. It's not bad. But what you guys are here for is Kaioken 100, which I will be showing off as well. There's also the Kaioken Kamehameha, which I will be talking about at the end of the video. Just include it in the same video because, you know, it's Kaioken. Kaioken 100 is much stronger. The difference in strength is vastly higher, but it is also included that the difference amount you lose every second is also vastly higher. If I remember this right, I'm pretty much, by the time my HP hits like 0% to where it turns off, when I first tested it, my power didn't even finish going up. So the difference is very high. So this is Kaioken 100. As you can see, the percentage that's going down is much higher. It's about 5% every second. Give or take. It is very crazy in terms of how much HP you lose per second. But as you can tell, the power as it goes up is very high. 8.6 by the time Kaioken 100 is done. Which is about 6 million increase in power just from turning on Kaioken. It is very, very strong. When Shu's telling you, you're like, oh, what is the difference in damage? Well, I guess the easiest way to show it would probably be with Great Ape. So let's go over to Great Ape. I'll probably reset so I get my health back, because obviously otherwise it won't be that great of a showing. So let us show off the difference with Great Ape in terms of how much difference in damage we're actually dealing. So I'll have to spawn it because I am on my private server right now for the sake of doing this recording. But let you see the difference in how much damage we will be dealing here. So let's put on all my buffs. Fruit of Might is very good for regular Kaioken in terms of containing it. So we'll start with regular Kaioken, which a lot of people are probably used to that. So we'll see just how fast it takes me to actually kill Great Ape, as well as how much damage I actually deal. So it's about, as you can see, the damage isn't that bad, averaging out around like 30,000, between 10,000 to 40,000 damage if I crit. It's not terrible. It's pretty handy. Regular Kaioken certainly has its use, I will admit, in this compared to like 100, because if you're going to do fighting where you know you're not going to be able to kill it quickly, Kaioken 100 probably won't be too helpful for you due to just the flat out nature of how quickly you can bring your health. So, but that would be that is regular Kaioken. So this next one we'll be showing off will be how quickly I can fight the ape under Kaioken 100. why it is vastly different in terms of just how much damage you deal. I'll probably need to do this one, just as you are aware of how quickly some HP drop. I will probably need to do all my buffs and stuff even before I actually turn on Kaioken and actually walk under him, because I want to have as much time as possible. Just due to the sheer nature of Kaioken 100 draining health so fast. So we'll turn on all my buffs here. Get the nether ape spawned for the sake of this video. And we shall see just how much difference in speed I actually end up doing. So that one attack was basically half his health. Yeah, as you can see, the difference in power and damage output is vastly higher. But also, as you saw, unlike with regular Kaioken... Oh, frozen. Interesting. Unlike with the regular Kaioken, my health actually turned off Kaioken. When I was with regular Kaioken, sure, it was slower, but I still had ample amount of health left over. So, honestly, when it comes to the different Kaiokens, Kaioken 100 is really good exclusively for fighting short battles. I really wouldn't use it outside of that. But there are ways to deal with Kaioken's drain, as I'm sure most people are aware by now, with the new ripped clothing that has come out with this raid as well, which gives you, each set gives you a different drained piece, like reduction on Kaioken 100 and also increased stats. While this armor is not bad, I probably wouldn't recommend it for general use, because Kaioken 100 is good, but even with this armor, you are still going to be draining your Kaioken extraordinarily quickly, to the point where you're probably not going to be using Kaioken 100 all the time. So this armor really won't be giving you much overall general purpose use. It'll be useful for Kaioken, but that's pretty much about it. The exception would be the fact that there is also, let's see, here it is. There is also an accessory version of this, so you can have a little bit of drain reduction on Kaioken 100 with other clothing. So I would probably, like, this is not bad, but I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure this is probably a hands or arm slot, which if you have Beowulf, you're probably better off using this just because of the fact it has more slots. So that's probably more so what I would recommend for that sake. But one last thing I'll be showing off will be a very simple standard version of the test, where we'll be doing a quick test between the two Kaioken forms on like a training dummy, which is something a lot of people will be seeing. It'll be the easiest way of showing off the difference in damages without, killing myself or having to fight a boss. So we'll be starting with regular Kaioken. Regular Kaioken with False Super Saiyan God, doing about 60,000 to 120,000 damage. Pretty good. So that one, yeah, there's a 130 in there. So that's not bad. It's pretty substantial in terms of DPS. I'll also do some regular punches here, so if you guys want to pause the video at any point just to get numbers. It seems to be averaging around 30,000 to 50,000, with a few exceptions of like high 70 or 80. Alright. And then Kaioken 100 damage is averaging between 120,000 damage to 230,000 damage to even 300,000 damage. The DPS in terms of pure punching on a dummy is significantly higher, as you can see. So, it is very powerful. Very, very powerful. I suppose the last thing you can go over would be Kaioken Kamehameha, as I said, because pretty much that is the basic overview for Kaioken Kens 100. So Kaioken Kamehameha is a new beam that came out that increases in damage, and it also drains their HP upon use. However, as you master Kaioken forms, like kind of the same way I talked about in the time rift video, the more Kaioken forms you master, the more damage Kaioken Kamehameha does, and the less HP it takes from you. So I figured just for fun, we can show off the different damages with the 2 different Kaioken forms. So base, Frost Super Saiyan God, without any Kaioken or anything stacked. It deals about 900,000 damage, which is pretty good. And for context, mine Kaioken Mastery is currently at 6 out of 7, so it's not fully mastered. So just keep in mind this can do higher number. So that's actually pretty good. That's one of the higher, if not the highest, damaging beam in the game currently. With regular Kaioken like this, it deals about 1.6 million damage. Pretty good. Now, once the comes off cooldown again, we can go over and show off Kaioken 100 versions of Kaioken Kamehameha, which is probably going to be really high, if I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, it's probably going to be really high if the damages are doing that. I can only imagine what it's going to do once I master all of the Kaioken forms, but here we go. So, times 100 into Kaioken Kamehameha is very high amounts of damage, about 4 million damage with just the beam, and that's with only False Super Saiyan God times 100 Kaioken, not including Fruit of Might or Ikari 5. So it's a very powerful skill, very powerful beam. I would highly recommend it, especially once you actually get more masteries. Like once you max out your masteries, I highly couldn't recommend any other beam compared to this one. This is probably the best beam we'll have for a long time, because the thing about this beam is as new forms come out in Dragon Soul and new forms get Kaioken forms, those masteries will then apply to this beam because it's based off of mastery, which is really strong. So as new forms come out and you get new mastery for your Kaioken, this skill will get stronger. It's a very powerful skill. However, there is one thing about this skill, is it's actually above the soft cap. It is level 2400, which is the soft cap is 2350. So you'll actually have to level up past the soft cap to actually equip it. But I still would highly recommend you doing it, because this move is very, very powerful. So that's pretty much all I had for you guys today. If you have any questions, comments, or anything I can help with, put it down below. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys later whenever I just figure out what else I want to record. I'm kind of running out of stuff here. But thank you very much for watching, and see you. Goodbye.